Okay. Okay. For the record, I'd like to announce Governor Northern Amendment 28 to House Bill 29 adopted at the Virginia General Assembly 2020. Reconvene veto session, allowing boards to meet virtually during the emergency declaration. The amendment provides that a public body may meet by electronic communication without a quorum of the public body or any member of the governing board physically assembled at one location. When the governor have declared a state of emergency and the declared emergency make it impractical or unsafe for the public body to assemble in a single location, the purpose of the meeting is to discuss or transact business statutorily required or necessary to continue operation of the public body. An emergency declaration was issued on March the 17th, 2020 under Governor Northern Executive Order 53 due to the coronavirus. As part of the order, temporary restriction was placed on restaurants, non-essential businesses, and all public and private in-person gathering of 10 or more individuals were prohibited. The Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority Board of Commissioners, September 17, 2020, virtual special meeting will be using Michael Team to facilitate the meeting. For the record, I would like to announce, okay. As I said, the first thing this is our annual meeting, roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Barham, Commissioner Jiggets.
Present.
Commissioner Prince.
Present.
Commissioner Roberts.
Present.
Commissioner Wicks.
Here.
Commissioner Lalonde.
Here.
And Commissioner Smith.
Present.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, Commissioner, at the annual meeting, the purpose of the annual meeting is to elect your chair and vice chair for the upcoming calendar year, which would be September through August the 31st of 2021. The floor is now open for nomination for the chair.
I'd
like to nominate the vice chair.
Okay. Have a nomination floor. The vice chair was nominated for chair. Okay. Any other nomination?
Point of privilege. Please, when you do these nominations, say their names.
Okay. Commissioner Lalonde, I'm sorry, Commissioner Lalonde was nominated.
No, let the person who did the nomination repeat the nomination correctly and say the name of the person that they are nominating for chair, please.
Okay.
This is
Commissioner Prince.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Lalonde for chair.
Okay. Any other nomination?
I'd like to nominate Davy Smith for chair.
Who said that? Who was that?
Renee Wicks, Commissioner Wicks.
Okay.
Any other nomination? If not, I need a motion for the two, and then we can elect.
I make a motion to nominate Bruce Lalonde and Davy Smith for chair.
Need a second?
Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay.
No?
That's not.
You need to call for a vote now.
Need a call. I'm sorry. Need a call for a vote first.
Just for chair.
I move that the nomination, need a motion to, for the nomination to be closed in a second.
Yeah. I move that the nominations be closed on the said two names.
Second. Okay. Okay, the first nomination was Commissioner Bruce Lalonde was nominated. We had to do a count for that. Roll call vote.
Okay. Commissioner Jiggets, this is for, just to clarify, this is for Commissioner Lalonde. Commissioner Jiggets?
No.
No. For Lalonde?
Yes,
Y'all have me so confused.
Correct.
What are you saying now?
No, so this is the vote for Commissioner Lalonde. How do you vote, yay or nay?
This is for Commissioner Lalonde for chair,
Yes, ma'am.
and the nomination is Commissioner Lalonde versus Commissioner Davy Smith.
No, this is just for Lalonde right now.
Oh, okay. Then I'm silent. So you go to the next commissioner.
Okay. Commissioner Prince,
Yay.
Commissioner Roberts,
Nay.
What are you saying? I'm not.
We're saying no, nay.
Okay, who?
This is Commissioner Roberts, nay.
Nay. And Commissioner Prince was yay. Is that
Correct.
okay?
all right. Commissioner Wicks,
I'm silent. Nay.
Oh. okay. Commissioner Chair Smith, oh, we can do it, sorry. Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Nay.
All right. All right, moving on to Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Abstain.
all right, Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
all right, Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde, and Commissioner Smith. All right, that was. Want me to read the count?
yes,
Yeah.
neither, the.
Okay, so that was 2 for yes for Commissioner Lalonde, 2 for no, and 2 abstain. For Davy Smith, 5 for yes, and 1 for no, and 1. 5 for yes, 1 for no. Yes, because we're missing one. Yeah, we have 1 commissioner missing. So it's only 6 commissioners present. So that's 6 and 6. So, yeah, I'll repeat that. Commissioner Lalonde, 2 yes, 2 no, 2 abstain. Davy Smith, 5 yes, 1 no, and then 1 commissioner is absent. So that's the total of 6 votes. So Davy Smith is chair.
Take over from there.
Yeah.
Do the nomination for the vice chair.
I need a nomination for the vice chair.
I would take over, remember?
Yeah, go ahead.
I nominate Bruce Lalonde for vice chair. Commissioner Jiggets nominates Bruce Lalonde for vice chair.
We received a motion, we need a second.
Let's see. Yes.
I'll second.
I nominate Sean Prince for vice chair.
I second.
You have the floor, Madam Secretary.
All right. So this vote is for vice chair for Commissioner Lalonde.
1 second.
Commissioner,
Yeah. Any more nominations on the floor before we go, Madam Secretary? We need a motion to the nominations to be closed.
Motion to close.
Second.
You have the floor, Madam Secretary.
all right. Again, this is for the nomination of Commissioner Lalonde for the vice chair position. Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Nay.
Commissioner Roberts,
No.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Nay.
This seems like split vote.
All right. The next will be for vice chair nomination for Commissioner Prince, Commissioner Jiggets,
No,
Commissioner Prince,
Yay.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes,
Commissioner Wicks,
No.
Commissioner Lalonde,
No.
and Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
that sounds like a split vote to me.
Yes, there is a tie.
We have to keep voting.
Yeah.
So I'll do the whole thing again.
Yes.
All right. Again, this will be the vote. Yes, a vote for the nomination for vice chair for Mr. Lalonde, Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
I'll abstain.
Commissioner Roberts,
no,
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
and Commissioner Smith.
Nay.
All right. This is the vote for vice chair nomination for Commissioner Prince, Commissioner Jiggets,
No.
Commissioner Prince,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
yes,
Commissioner Wicks,
No.
Commissioner Lalonde,
No.
and Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Okay, the results are for Commissioner Lalonde, 3 yeses, 2 nos, 1 abstain. For Commissioner Prince, 3 yeses, 3 nos.
It was still tied, right?
Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
correct.
One person abstained, but that still counted as a.
No.
No. We have to keep
For the
going.
sake of not holding up this meeting, I will ask to retract my nomination.
Okay. Are you retracting your nomination? Oh, okay.
For the sake of not holding up this meeting, I'm saying that though I'm honored, I will not accept the nomination, regardless, at this juncture.
Okay.
Okay.
So Vice Chair Lalonde, Commissioner Lalonde will now be the Vice Chair.
He can see, he can become the chair.
Did we need to, we didn't need,
He can see.
I'm a little confused. I think we needed to revote, but.
He conceded, so therefore he's the chair, vice chair.
Who, Commissioner Prince conceded?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for the nomination.
No problem. That meeting is now adjourned.
Yes.
Move to adjourn that meeting.
Second.
I can't do it. Somebody got to do it.
Motion to adjourn the annual meeting.
I second.
Meeting adjourned. Regular meeting called to order. All righty.
Gotta do roll call again.
That we do. Roll call. Madam, I gotta do my reading first, don't
Virtual?
I? Oh, you're, huh?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about, you know, I usually welcome people. to
Oh,
the
yes,
meeting.
I'm sorry.
Do my welcome. I want to welcome y'all to our meeting at Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority, Perry J. Board of Commissioners. Meetings are held on the third Thursday of each month. At this juncture, it's held at 1 p.m. All meetings are conducted at PRHA's main office, 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23707, unless otherwise noted. All members of the public are welcome to attend. Alrighty, Madam Secretary.
All right, Commissioner Barham, Commissioner Jiggets,
Present.
Commissioner Prince,
Present.
Commissioner Roberts,
Present.
Commissioner Wicks,
Here.
Vice Chair Lalonde,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes.
We do have a quorum.
Alrighty. Approval of Commissioner minutes, meeting minutes, August 20th, 2020 meeting minutes. Is there any unreadiness?
I moved. I was gonna say, I moved through the minutes with corrections. It's just, grammatical error, and it's, that I found. On page 1, the second to last sentence, where it says families, it says, once approved, the authority will start relocating families and request, was the word supposed to be protection or relocation?
Protection.
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 It was supposed to be protection.
Tenant
Okay,
protection.
define what protection is. Protection vouchers. I had never seen that word.
Carl, Carl, you want to explain that? What the protection vouchers are?
Yes, can you
Used
hear
to
me?
hearing
Yes.
relocation vouchers.
A relocation, a protection voucher, tenant protection voucher is when the housing authority is going to demolish a property. We applied to HUD to provide us with tenant protection vouchers that allow them to search for housing using a housing choice voucher. So if they, because they were currently assisted with the housing authority, they are eligible to receive a tenant protection voucher.
Okay.
May I interject? I think the question is, what are they protected from? Does that put them in the front of the list for the next available housing?
They actually do not go on the wait list, and the protected part is that it doesn't make them homeless. They have other housing options. So by issuing them a tenant protection voucher, they have the option to leave this area and exercise their right of portability, or to find housing within the city using that voucher. So they're protected from being homeless because we have demolished their unit that they were residing in.
Okay. The only other, just two things, and it was minuscule. So, Elisa, if you would just go through the document again, I think the word should have been that instead of would, but I can't even now point it to you right now. And then in one part of the document, my last name, there was a T left out of it.
Okay,
Okay.
will do.
Okay, we need a second.
Second to approve the minutes with corrections.
Madam Secretary, has been motioned and properly second.
All right, Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
Next order of business, old business. We have any old business, Mr. Glenn?
No.
We don't? All right. Next order of business, new business. Our Deputy Executive Director, Ms. Winston.
Good evening or afternoon, commissioners. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the next three resolutions are related, so I will discuss these items together. So as we discussed last month, the authority is seeking to amend its agency plan for fiscal year 2019 and 2020, and a 5-year plan to allow for the demolition and disposition of the Swanson Homes community and the disposition of the remaining portion of the Washington Park community. So just a brief overview again. Swanson Home was built in 1941 and is located at 1746 South Street. It consists of 30 two-story residential apartment buildings containing 210 dwelling units, which includes 64 one-bedroom units, 86 two-bedroom units, 52 three-bedroom units, and 8 four-bedroom units. The property is in need of a lot of work and sustained a lot of damages in 2016 due to Hurricane Matthew. We believe that the property meets HUD's obsolescence test, which shows that the rehabilitation of this property is not cost effective. If HUD approves the request, all families will receive tenant protection vouchers and relocation assistance. We held meetings with the residents of the Swanson Home community on February the 12th, August 27th, and September the 10th. Now let's talk about Washington Park. The former Washington Park public housing community consisted of 160 units of housing along with the community center and management offices, and that was located on Effingham Street, and it was approximately 9.95 acres of land. Washington Park was approved for demolition by HUD and subsequently was demolished in 2003. A 6.5 acre portion was previously approved for HUD for disposition on January 23rd, 2007. And that left a remaining 3.5 acres, which we are amending the plan as a requirement of HUD to seek approval to dispose of this additional 3.5 acres. As a condition of amending the plan, we're required to place a notice in the paper and on our website. And in addition, we're mandated to accept written comments and hold a public hearing. So in that regard, I will open up this meeting now for the public hearing. Do we have anyone on the call who wish to speak on these items? If so, you may speak now. No? Anyone? Okay. Okay, so let's move to the resolution. The first resolution is 2020-27, and we're requesting to adopt an amendment to the agency plan for the purpose of the demolition of Washington Park. The disposition of Washington Park and demolition and disposition of Swanson Homes. Resolution 2020-28 is authorizing staff to submit an application to HUD for the disposition of Washington Park, and 2020-29 is authorizing staff to submit an application to HUD for the demolition and disposition of Swanson Homes. Are there any questions?
No.
No, ma'am. Was that resolution 2020-27, or you did both together?
2027, 2028. What do separate?
Okay, cool, okay. All right, it's time to vote on? All right, chairs, I need a motion to vote on resolution 2020-27.
I move that we accept the resolution 2020-27.
A second.
Motion and properly second, Madam Secretary?
Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
Yes. Approved 6-0. Okay, next vote is resolution 2020-28. Need a motion? Chairs need a motion.
I move that we accept resolution 2020-28.
Second.
Second.
Motion and properly second, Madam Secretary?
All right, Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
All right. Next resolution. We got resolution 2020-29. Chairs in need of a motion.
I move that we accept resolution 2020-29.
Second,
Madam Secretary?
All right, Commissioner Jiggets,
yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Robert,
Yes.
Commissioner Wick,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes. All right. The next item that we have on the agenda is Resolution 2020-30. I believe that is Ms. Dolores Adams. You got the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Resolutions 2020-30 and 2020-31 are related, so I'm going to read the background because it applies to both of them. We issued a QSP 2020-05 back in July of this year. We received a $250,000, $249,000 grant, emergency safety and security grant from HUD to provide dual carbon monoxide detectors and carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. So to make that happen, we issued a QSP to get pricing for the detectors and or installation. We were not, we wanted to see what kind of pricing we could get for the detectors from contractors, but we had already priced them out ourselves because we had to do that as part of the grant. And so when we got our pricing back, we found the pricing was better based for the dual carbon monoxide smoke detectors from Amazon Services LLC. They do business as Amazon Business. Their price came in at $72,000, which is about $33 per unit. From two of the firms that responded, we got pricing of $84,000, which is about $38 a unit, and $137,000, $62 a unit. So we, through cooperative procurement, we are piggybacking on a contract with Prince William County school system to provide these dual carbon monoxide smoke detectors from Amazon for a total price of $72,451.84. So we need your approval to enter into a contract. Well, it's not a contract. We're just going to issue them a PO so that we can make this purchase of the supplies only.
I have a question.
You got the floor, Commissioner Jiggets.
Yes, Director Adams, and I think it said so in the information that you sent me, but this will be for hard wire combination smoke detector carbon monoxide, correct?
Yes, these are hardwired
Okay.
with battery backup, and they're for the communities of Swanson Home, Seaboard Square, and Westbury, which includes Pine and Holly. It has to be public housing only because it was a capital fund grant.
Gotcha.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. This is
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts. So we're going to install a number of them in Swanson Homes as well. I know that there's a period of time before we'll demolish or we get approval to demolish those properties, but I was just concerned about noting the expense, even though.
But we have the grant was written to upgrade the detectors in Swanson Home because the ones that's currently there as a whole were installed about 10 years ago. We have had some replacements, of course, during that time as they've gone bad. However, we have to upgrade them because we still have residents in Swanson Home.
And you know my question, Director Adams, with that demolition contract, who gets those almost will be brand new hardwire smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors?
Well, that is for us to decide if we want to go in and do what we call deconstruction and remove those ahead of time before we let out the contract for demolition. We can, because these are smoke detectors that we are using in our other properties. This is the model that our staff currently use elsewhere. So if we want to deconstruct and remove those and we have a place to store them, then we can use them as replacements if we have some that go bad elsewhere. That is our option.
I hope that's an option that all of the commissioners will join me on, because I think that's what we should do as good stewards for the Board of Commissioners. I don't think I need to put that in a motion now because we're on something different, but if you would notate it, note it.
And Commissioner, just say we will go ahead and swap those out once we start the demolition at Swanson. And so we have those additional ones in case any go bad in the other properties. So you have that commitment from the Housing Authority, because they're new, that we will go ahead and swap them out before we allow the buildings to be demolished.
Thank you.
Philip will make sure that happens, Mr. P.
This is Commissioner Wicks. I have a question, Director Adams. So right now, we're just upgrading the ones that are in the existing properties, correct? The smoke detectors, or they're just installing. Is this an upgrade, or is this just new installment?
These
detectors?
are all new smoke detectors that will be installed. We currently have dual smoke detectors, and I think in all our properties, Seaboard Square doesn't have them everywhere. We're going to replace their plain smoke detectors with the dual, but Swanson already has the dual, as well as Westbury. So we're going to replace dual everywhere.
Okay.
And these are properties that have some form of gas, be it gas water heater. Most of them have maybe a gas water heater, although most of the property is electric.
Okay.
Any more questions, Commissioners? There being none, Chair is in need of a motion for Resolution 2020-30.
I move that we accept the resolution 2020-30 for the purchase of combination smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
A second.
There's a motion, probably second, Madam Secretary.
All right, Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
Yes. Commissioners, before you have Resolution 2020-31, Chair is in need of a motion.
Well,
did you do that one yet? No. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Okay. So we've purchased the smoke detectors. What we did also, once we got the pricing in for the installation, the pricing was from the contractors that we initially got was a little erratic. Their pricing, there was a big gap. So we went to some additional contractors that were electrical contractors and asked them to provide us pricing for just installation. We just wanted installation only pricing. And based on the installation only pricing, Mallory Electric Company from Newport News came in with the lowest quote of $58,580, which was the lowest responsible quote. We got a quote from a firm, Detector Inspector, of $14,940. That quote is what we consider an unreasonable quote, because we've done our independent cost estimate and we know it takes more than that to install these detectors. So we can, just like we can throw out a quote because it's unreasonably high. And we do that all the time when they come in and we can also throw out a quote that's unreasonably low, because we don't want to set the contractor or the authority up for a situation in the future when the contractor is unable to complete the job because they underbid this contract. So the most reasonable and responsive quote came from Mallory Electric Company, which was $58,580. And that was
Commissioner Jacobs.
Commissioner Jacobs.
It concerns me. Did you actually request a meeting with detective inspector to find out their justification, how they were able to offer a bid at $14,900?
We did not, Commissioner Jiggers, because we know it cannot be done at that price. We have previously done this. We have the quotes from, well, we have the bids from when we did Swanson Home by itself previously, and Swanson Home by itself came in at well over $100,000. So we knew, but that included the provision of the smoke detectors. So we subtracted out the cost of the smoke detectors to get the labor cost, and we knew that this is just totally unreasonable. And a lot of times when you have someone come in extremely low like this, you wind up with a bunch of change orders because they have excuses that we didn't expect this, we didn't understand that we were being expected to do this, and it can delay the job. And we have time frames in which we have to spend this money because it is the special grant funding from HUD that we have to get this job completed within a certain time frame.
You know, and I understand that, but what's uncomfortable is that even with all the expertise that you have, Director Adams, we're still second guessing one of the bids, and I don't like that. I would prefer that you had done a follow-up request to meet with detector inspector, or done some more due diligence directly with them for internal control purposes, working paper purposes, to document once you met with them, to substantiate that there's no way that they could do this for $14,940. I mean, that's how I would prefer that this be handled in situations like this, because, you know, you never know. I don't know. Maybe he had an inroad into something with the pandemic. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. You suspect. You have the expertise. This is true. But I have to err on the side. Did we explore this far enough in order to justify disregarding that low bid? And for me, the answer is no. And I will be voting no. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jiggers. Any other comments, commissioners?
Commissioner Prince, I think that the due diligence is on past purchases and reports. So, you know, when you're doing bidding, you do have underbidding, which often, more so than not, raises the end price. So I think that we've already got things on paper that says otherwise. That's just my 2 cents.
And I disagree with that.
That's fine.
Thank you, commissioners. Anything else, Ms. Adams?
That's it.
All right. Chair's in need of a motion for resolution 2020-31.
I make a motion to move, to approve resolution 2020-31 for the bid for Mallory, what was that, Mallory Electric?
Second.
The motion properly second. Thank you, Commissioners. Madam Secretary?
All right, Commissioner Jiggets,
No.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
All right. We still with you, Ms. Adams? Resolution
Yes.
2020-32?
Yes. We issued an invitation for bid 2020-11 for solid waste collection and removal services for authority properties. And this is for any of our properties that have dumpsters. And so we issued this back in July of 2020. Phoebus Square was also included, but when the pricing came in, the lowest bidder for all the other properties was much higher for Phoebus Square. So we decided to go with another contractor for that, and it was well under the cost that we have to bring to the Board of Commissioners for approval. So we posted this solicitation on EVA and on our website. Over 1,100 firms received the bid package. And like I said before, the bids were due August the 20th at 3 o'clock, and they had to submit them in EVA. This is one of the first time we submitted. The whole bidding process was done electronically through EVA. Since we had to move to that platform for everything due to the pandemic. We received 4 bids through EVA, and this is a bid, and the bids are for a total of 5 years, 1 year with 4 option years. That's how we asked them to bid it. And the lowest bid came from Waste Industries USA out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Their bid was $641,618. They also do business as GFL. They were about $41,000 more than our independent cost estimate, which was $600,000. And that was based on our previous contract with Bay Disposal. But as you can see, Bay came in a little higher than them for their total contract price. So this will be a new contractor for us. The previous experience for Waste Industries include James City County, the City of Norfolk, Tapwater Community College, amongst many other public and private entities. And their recommendations when we checked their references, came back solid 10s. So the places that utilize them currently are very pleased with their services. Some of the comments really discuss how good their customer service is. So we will find out, I'm sure. So based on the selection criteria that we established and the recommendations, it's recommended that we enter into a contract with Waste Industries USA LLC for solid waste collection and removal services.
Commissioner Wicks, I have a more so, I guess, a comment, or with me just moving from out of Dale a little over 5 months ago, the dumpster problem was a huge issue in the court where I lived. And I don't know whether I was being told by management out there that the dumpster in my court where I was residing serviced such a wide area. It was constantly overflowing, which caused massive flies around your porch, and the mice, the rats, whatever was out there. I just want to make sure that with hiring and approving this company, that there is enough dumpsters in these properties to service the properties where the residents are not being overwhelmed with the smell of trash. It's just, it's not fair for anyone to have to live that way. And I've lived it. So and where I live now, this is a very nice complex, and we only have 3 dumpsters out here, but we also have an issue with flies. And after calling management for the dumpster company, I found out that they are supposed to be washing these dumpsters, not just dumping them, but the trucks, when they come and empty them, they're supposed to be cleaning them out as well. And it hasn't been done, according to residents out here, because I do my research and just want to make sure that, you know, where not just myself, but others too, where we live, these things have to be taken care of, and to me, not taken for granted, because it's not fair for people to have to live that way. So I just want to make sure that there's enough dumpsters in these complexes to service the areas. That's just my comment.
May I
Commissioner Wicks.
piggyback on what Commissioner Wicks has said? I think we had a discussion some months ago about trying to even do away with dumpsters and have the residents to have their own individual cans, rubber cans like we do for the city residents, and their recyclable cans. Whatever happened to that discussion? Do you all recall we did have that discussion because of the issues with the overflow? Personally, I don't like dumpsters. As Commissioner Wicks has said, they are a problem and it's not attractive. And the idea is to have residents become more in tune with how private residents have to take responsibility for the way we handle our curbside pickup and recycling. So is it a requirement that we have to use dumpsters instead of giving them individual trash receptacles and recyclables? Whoever can answer that question, please.
I can answer that. We just received recently, I believe week before last, pricing from the city to go back to trash cans in Dale Home. I do agree with you, Commissioner Wicks, that the dumpsters are a stretch for some folks, you know, to walk to, and it's spread out. And so sometimes the problems when you retrofit dumpsters after the fact, it's hard to strategically place them in an area that everyone can get to relatively, you know, in a short distance. So we recognize the problem. We did get pricing a few weeks ago from the city. So it is my hope that we can install the trash cans in Dale Home the first of the year.
Only at Dale Homes. What about the other locations, Assistant Director Winston?
It has not been a problem in our other communities because the access to them, we have more frequent ones, and the way they are positioned is accessible for everyone. So in our other communities, we don't have a problem. It's just that Dale's Home, there is a stretch, and most of them are located on that service road, which is in the back in the community. And it is a long distance for some of the residents to get to those. So I do see that being a problem, but in our other communities, right now it's not a problem. If it is in the future, then I'm sure we can look at addressing that later.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Ms. Winston. Chairs need a motion for resolution 2020-32.
I move that we make a motion to approve resolution 2020-32 for Waste Industries.
Thank you, Commissioner. Motion properly second. Thank you, Commissioners. Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Diggins?
No.
Commissioner Prince?
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts, Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yeah.
Mm.
Next order of business we have is reports. August significant report, activity reports, Mr. Bland.
Commissioners, in your package was the August significant activity report. Any questions or anything that was in there? If you had an opportunity to thoroughly go through it, if you want to get back to me after this meeting, that would be fine too. I'm available in case you read through it later and find something, if you have any questions in reference to the August significant activity report.
The only one is, I got a couple calls after this board meeting last time about the 21st Century grant that we got. I see that you've had several meetings, and is there anything we need to be aware of that grant?
Well, I can tell you what, it is a different animal than what we're used to dealing with as a housing authority. We have had several trainings. We have a mentor that the Department of Education has provided us. We are, the last 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, we were in training with the Department of Education on the grant. We hope to start it virtually on October the 5th, as required by the grant. We met this morning, right before this meeting, actually, with this school, Portsmouth Public School, Dr. Nguyen, and the individuals that's in charge of that grant, running those grant programs for the school system. They told us that their staff is ready to go, so we just have to complete our training and work out a MOU between us and the school system, and we will see how it's gone. They've already started recruiting students for the program, and we're receiving applications in now. So hopefully we will we'll be ready to kick off on October the 5th and move forward.
Awesome.
And also what we can do is, probably, February, we can come back to you with somewhat of an update where we are, because we know right after October, we got November coming in for Thanksgiving and Christmas coming in. So February, we'll follow up with a follow-up report to you on the grant.
Right. Any other comments, Mr. Bland, from you, departmental updates? You good to go? All right, commissioners' comments? Vice Chair?
Yeah, I just had a couple, please, prayers, thoughts for our CFO, Shannon Sterling. She's really going through a tough time with her mom, but she reached out to Rita and I just to let us know that she definitely has her finger on the pulse. If you saw from the reports, she's got all audits submitted, so that's very good. So I think she's doing an excellent job. Also, just wanted to pass on to Carol Thomas and her team. Thank you during this time of COVID, as also Val and the public housing folks. I think we are definitely leaning forward in both areas to make sure that we're at least listening and making sure that those, obviously we've been mandated no evictions, but waiting lists have been tightened up, which is good. Vacancies, as you can see, are close to non-existent. So I just want to, again, personally say both to the housing choice voucher, the section, the old Section 8 vouching, and also the public housing. Thank you very much. This has been a very trying time, and at least I'm not getting the emails like we usually go during normal time. So obviously the staff is doing something fantastic.
Any other comments, commissioners? Thank you, Commissioner Londe. All righty. First of all, I want to say congratulations, being Vice Chair again, Commissioner Londe. And thank you for all the hard work y'all do. All of y'all, everybody that's involved. We got any public speakers? Your chair allows up to 5 minutes. I'm just following the agenda. There being none, have resolution 2020-33, the resolution of intent to meet in closed meeting. Whereas the Virginia Freedom of Information Act provides that the Board of Commissioners can meet in a closed meeting for personnel matters set forth in section 2.2-3711, A1 of the Code of Virginia as amended. The personnel matter is a discussion of the Executive Director's annual performance evaluation. Now therefore be it resolved that in the compliance with Virginia Freedom of Information Act and the above referenced section of the code, the Board of Commissioners shall reconvene in a closed meeting on September 17th, 2020 for the discussion of personnel matter pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1. Chairs need a motion.
Motion going to close.
Second.
The motion and properly second. Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Jiggets,
Yes.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Wicks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lalonde, and Chair Smith.
Now we'll sign out and sign back in. We're gonna go into a little short, quick recess real quick and then